Yeah. Now, when you have employed someone in the garden or as a nanny at home, then where you were getting your finances have been cut. It means also that these people also you will allow them now to go and have a rest because now you don't have that money that will be paying them. Are you seeing how that thing affected most people? Through that cut of usage, you find out that maybe this person was the breadwinner of the family. And maybe he have been taking loan in a certain organization or in a certain corporate, and the loan was being deducted from his or her payslip because he knew that I'm in this job permanent. All of a sudden, you are told you are no longer having a job. Just ask yourself, how stressed is that family at that point? How stressed is that family? Again, it comes to you knew that maybe in a month you are going to take pills that will help you to reduce we call them the CD4, to at least boost your CD4 up. And all of a sudden, you find that you are being told that right now you'll be taking only this one and can only upkeep you for 3 months. So the way you are taking maybe 2 pills or in a day or 1 pill in a day, you will do this and that. It have also affected your body cells also too. So satellite things have really affected us so much. And that thing, we are still looking on ways on how we can find the solutions. Which kind of solutions can we now come up with? But there are things that I cannot share with you here because of the government. I know there are solutions which are being done. I know there are solutions which are being done to help us endure with this problem that we have faced. Another thing, the administration that we faced the other time, there were many people who went there, maybe with a student visa, maybe some people went there and they were working in different places. All of a sudden, you are told you are going back to your country. And maybe you have gone there for 2 years, 3 years. When people know, in Kenya, people know that when you go to work outside the country, you've gone to struggle and you're going to make it. So you've not just gone there to meander or to sit down and look on things, but you are going to work. All of a sudden, your family is hearing you are being deported to your country. It's something which really affects so much. So I'm just saying that to help us, be it the leaders that we have, before we bring to board, we decide whom we want to lead us. We as people in the world, let us not just look people with our outer eye. Let us look people with our inner heart. And never vote for someone just because you've seen this and that and that. But ask yourself, as I am doing this, will it benefit the whole world or will it affect the whole world? Those are the questions that we need to ask ourselves as one people, because we are one people, one blood, one world. That is how I believe it. So in the cut of those you said, it really affects us so much. There are some repairs that were being done by the USAID people. There are some hospitals that you find out that they could take in dispensaries some drugs. Maybe the government have not issued the drugs on time. And you find out that people in that community are suffering. When they go to hospital, they are told, we are lacking drugs. So we are waiting for the government to bring drugs, but they have not brought it. And you know, for the government to bring their things, they have protocols, procurement officer to do this, to do that, to be signed, to be released. But you find it with an organization is a very easy thing. They will just take some notes, whatever they take, then release the drugs immediately. But for the government, there are some processes that have to be made for those things to be there. So you find out that these things were helping people also in the community who are suffering, maybe in malaria, in whatever. You said helped many people with nets, mosquito nets. That one, I am a beneficiary, I can tell that.
So
School bags,
so
school
would you
books, school
so
snacks.
so would you say, Francis, why do you feel that the US aid was cut with Kenya? Why do you feel that happened? If it was
That
helping
one I
so
can,
many people, I mean, it was helping a lot of people. So
yes, that
why
one I
cut
can.
that?
You know, In this world, there is what we call rumors. And there is a time that I was even saying that never hear rumors. Rumors can make you hate someone or can make you to make decisions which are not right just because you've heard rumors. Many people were saying, oh, you said when they come in Kenya, they are not used so well, they are doing that, they are doing that. But with me, the way I knew or the way I know, because I'm the beneficiary of mosquito net, it was maybe after 3 months they were donating 2 mosquito nets. And those 2 mosquito nets, if you use them well, it can serve you maybe for a year or for 1.5 years. You see? And one mosquito net here in Kenya is bought at a price. The best mosquito net is bought at a price of a higher price of 3,000. And now remember, somebody have brought it for you for free. Yeah. And remember, in our region, is southern part of Kenya. I'm coming from southern part of Kenya, and that part there's a lot of infection of malaria because of mosquito, because of the we are near the lake. And you know, mosquito do breed in the stagnant water or maybe near the water, near the lake, because of the surrounding of the lake. So a lot of malaria gauge is always higher in the southern part. So it was really helping even women who have given birth. I can tell you, Ellen, back in the village, there are some people who cannot even afford that 500. But they found somebody who can come up and close that gap and help them. So their kids will sleep, their babies will sleep in a closed mosquito net, a very wonderful mosquito net. They could also bring some sprays. I remember last year when we were doing something with you, because we already said that we need not to close some things here. So when we were doing certain project with you, when I was at home, there was program of USAID that was going forward of spraying mosquito, of spraying the sprays in different houses. And you see, it was taking the whole village. Something maybe when the government want to do it, it will take a long time because of the procedures that have to be followed for the government. But you know, for the organization, it's something small and being done and it's finished. So what I can just tell you is not a matter of that. I don't know what is the decision that Trump looked forward, because the way I heard him talking, or the way I heard him talking from the news, that it was that people now need to stand by their own. Mm-hmm. That one was the statement, that we as Africans, we need to stand by our own. We look, and it was said that the some donations that are brought to Africa, it's needed to help the US. So at that juncture, I can't get deep because I don't know the bilateral or multilateral agreement between Kenya and the USA. So maybe I might speak here a statement which might not be so good here in the video. But what I knew was just, you know, when administration get in, they have their own program the way they do. So I hope it was a decision that the president of United States made, that she need to cut the USAID that is coming from Africa.
Do you feel that in Africa that individuals need to learn how to stand on their own? Do you think that is something that is needing to happen in Africa? Or do you feel that certain groups kind of know how to do that, other groups don't? I mean, how does this look for you?
Yes, this one I can tell you without fear, nor contradiction. What I can tell you without fear as an African, let me now just tell you this one. Because our resources have been mismanaged by the colonial people. That one I can tell you. And as you can see, you can even see from Burkina Faso how it's getting up after getting down all the things. But you find out that our resources are being taken, and when they need to bring those resources, or they need us to guide us on how to do work with them. You know, Africa, we have wealth, I can tell you. But the problems, the machines to handle those wealth are the problem with us. Like you find out in our country, maybe we might have gold, we might have, and that machine that make that now that gold will become pure, we don't have it. But if we can have trustworthy people, that one I can tell you, can help Africa to grow and go to the great height. And this one I'm telling you without fear nor contradiction. In years coming, in some years coming, African will be a place where now people, even the Western, the Europe people, will be coming to us for donations. But how can this happen? I don't need us to go into that detail. I need us to work to be as friends, brothers, and sisters. Whatever we have, we can share with you. Whatever you have, you can share with us. That is the main thing. But you see, sometimes this donation, they come with some conditions. You see, they come with some conditions. Now, when you are given condition, that one, it will now go to the government. There are some things that I cannot disclose here, Ellen, but I hope one day I can call you, me and you, so I can tell you more deep, because it's something that I can tell you, Africans, truly they are desiring to stand on their own. Even you, as you see the things that I've been doing, I'm trying to make sure that we see how people can stand on their own, how they can benefit by their own. What can they do to benefit themselves, to make them stand up? Another thing, the challenge that you are facing is education. In Africa, not everybody is educated. If you can be following through the networks, the social media so well, there's a tribe in Tanzania called Hazabe. They still wear the skin. They still eat just bush meat. They don't know even whatever we call. If you give them even like a meal like this and they see it themselves, they will throw it away because there's no good sensitization. Yes, resources are there, but how they can now reach these people, the logistics, whatever, even the roads that you see now in Africa, most of roads are being built like here in Kenya. We use the Chinese companies are the one building us the roads. Yes, we can build, but we've not qualified to have those standard things that are needed to build those roads that can last for long period. So that's the reason why you see we collaborate with other countries. I have to talk as a patriotic person for my country too. We are collaborating with other countries so that we benefit our people, so that our people can also stand by their own.
And you just said, and you just said something critical. You said it, and I was just waiting for it. You said, we receive help so that people can stand on their own. And I think that that's the thing. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the difference between victim consciousness and being powerful consciousness, aren't we? We're talking about I'm helping you so that you can learn how to do this yourself. Versus just always relying on others.
Yeah. Because of that, you see the way maybe the usage was cut. Even if, Ellen, we have placed a certain agreement with you, when you need to withdraw that statement, we need to consult each other. We see, what if I get it out? What shall be the outcome? You see, such like things. We have to question ourselves, such like things. Because maybe as we coordinate with you, as I'm working with the ground, there are some things that when we just cut it like this, it is when you are being pulled from a ditch. Somebody was holding your hand. After all, before pulling you out of the ditch, he left you again to go back to the ditch. That person have not helped you. I can tell you that for free. But if that person has supported you and you have really seen that that person has stood, and you see him also supporting other people too. And this one I can tell you, in Kenya, we are the most richest, the third world country. We have gone now to the third world country, the developing third world country in East Africa. And our currency is the currency which is a little bit high. So in Kenya, at least we have stood a little bit, but not that much, you see. So sometimes you see some things might happen that we need them to be done like this, like that. But because of some conditions, because of colonization, there are some things which are still not run in a good way. And most of our resources doesn't benefit us. That one I can tell you. Most of our resources benefit people from outside. You find out that maybe the gold was taken from here, or maybe the petroleum was taken from here. Like right now, it has to be taken from here, taken to another country to be made pure oil. It's being read here as a crude oil. It will go to another country to be washed. Coming back, it will come with a heavy tax. How would you want to tell me that we will develop? Why don't that person come with that machine here and place it here and make sure that we are refining our oil here? That person will have benefited us, will have made us to stand up. We can now supply that oil within neighboring countries. How can you tell me we are the one producing coffee? You see? And refined coffee, most of refined coffee, you find out that it's being taken outside. Are you getting me? You find out that most of the time we produce raw materials, but they get here, out here in the country with a low tax because of some conditions. I hope you remember even when our president was talking about the bilateral and multilateral loan, like the Eurobonds. Why doesn't that does just African countries that are being given higher taxes? Because there were not, and after the third world, it was called the third world war, the second world war. There are some groups of countries that came up together and formed certain group that can now lend money to different countries. But you find out that we as Africans, we are being given a higher tax. So you find out maybe when the dollar is so high, it means that our money will go more for us to meet that dollar. Are you getting? For us to meet that dollar at a higher price there. So those are the such challenges that we are facing. But I really thank, I can say this without fear or without contradiction. I really thank my president so much. He's really working so hard to see things are changing. He's really building affordable houses. As I'm speaking with you, he have opened affordable houses that now people can be paying slow, but is staying in the house, which have been built, furnished with everything. Are you seeing that? He have made the dollar to stand up in 129. The other time you can find that the dollar was just fluctuating at 150, 160, 140, 150, 160. So it means our currency was a little bit not strong.
Yes.
So those are the challenges that we face. But if the world we can make sure that we a little bit bring some things in order to make that we do things, it can really help. Another thing, as I can just speak about Trump administration, restriction on American visa.
Yes, talk about that.
This one I want to tell you, Ellen. For example, maybe right now I want to go outside the country. I cannot just go the way you can come to Africa. You know, with you coming to Kenya, it will be so easy because we've not placed many restrictions. But for me to come to your country, there will be a lot of restriction. Maybe I might not get whatever I need to be in your country, you see. But if such like things, we can put them open. If I'm a truthful person, I'm a trustworthy person, and you've confirmed my documents, you've seen that whatever I'm going to do is the right thing, even me, the things I'm speaking about, as I give you my papers, you find out truly this is what this person is going to do. And I know always before you go to another country, you have to state, when are you going there? How long are you going to take there? And when shall you come back? And what is your mission in that country? And who is going to host you? On which street, on which house, on which street are you going to stay? Are you getting me? But I know with you, for you to come to my country, it is an easy thing.
But actually,
now, look,
Francis, let me say something to this effect. Okay, I know that there are restrictions that have been put in place where Africans are having a harder time coming to America. But I have to do the exact same thing when I go into other countries too. I have a limited amount of time I can be there. I have to say where I'm going to be, what my purpose is, my plan for there. I have to do all of that. Plus, I also have to sometimes pay money to even do that to go into other countries. So even though I can come into your country, absolutely I can. I have to follow certain stipulations as well. So the question is whether or not the stipulations are unfair that are being done.
Yeah,
Are they
very
unfair?
true.
Or is it just what is required to go into a different country? Do you
Yeah,
see them as unfair?
very true. That one can tell you it's unfair. I can tell you it's unfair because
So then it should
you
be
find,
unfair, but then it should be unfair for me to have to, when I go into another country, I have to apply for things as well then. Because I have to do the exact same thing.
yes,
It's
yes,
different, completely different. I know I'm speaking here in the middle of a nuance, but um I have things I have to follow when I go back to the UK. So it is very different. I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm just letting you know that there are stipulations I have to follow as well.
yes. That thing I've really understood you so well. There are some steps that you have to follow. But this one I'm telling you right now, maybe as if I will go maybe to the US Embassy. I want to come to America. You'll find out for me to be given that visa, it might take long. It might take long compared to you to be given a visa to come to Kenya after you've completed your documentation.
So you're looking at it
You
from
are
a
now,
documentation sense.
yeah.
Documentation, meaning.
Documentation, it means the papers that you are needed to
Yes.
have for you now to attain that visa. You'll find out that with you, your documents, it will be right, everything right. Even me here, my documents will be right, will be everything. But there are some, because what this I can tell, because most of Africans, they don't, how can I tell it? They've not even interacted with these interviewers in the embassies.
Mhm.
So you find there's just a twist of a question that he will be asked. Then maybe he doesn't respond well. It's a disqualification for him to get that visa. Are you getting me?
Mhm.
So if these things could be placed in social media, placed and so say that for you to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this, it's a very open world. With me, I mean that when we live in this world in an open way, in a way that we don't see as some people are being oppressed,
Oh,
it
yes.
can be a very,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
it can be a very good thing, Ellen. If I can see that I need not to oppress you, you need not to oppress me. We need to stay in that unity, love, and one world, one people. This world can be a better place. But since there are some things that do happen that also make other countries to put restrictions, you find some people when now they are given chance, sometimes most of people also do misuse them. So that's the reason why you see also some restriction have been placed there. And that one I have to thank those embassy people or the security people or the immigration officers for doing such like this, because you might allow somebody in a country and go and destroy it. As you destroy a certain country, you've also lose the patriotism of your country. You see? So such like things, we need to look on them.
I will say this,
Another,
Francis. I'm gonna interject here too, that it's been very
mm,
interesting being an American going into Europe and going into different places because I'm getting restricted from countries too, just because of my administration. So that
mm,
isn't fair or right either. Just because the person I didn't even vote for, who I didn't even have anything to do with, I'm now being penalized because of my American citizenship. And you can see this like this fighting that is kind of going on because you're exactly right. We don't see ourselves as one people, one global
mm,
family, one group of people with just many multifaceted, diverse parts. We don't see it that way.
yes.
And that's it's kind of like Americans now are being used as bargaining chips for different countries and things. And I'm thinking, my God, I didn't even have anything to do with this guy. So I'm understanding what you're saying, that there are things that are happening, and it's because of the way we perceive each other, the way we incorrectly perceive each other, the way we project onto other people. And if we didn't do that, if I saw you as my brother, which I see you as, and I'm your
Mm,
sister, well, then we're in the same family. If we just saw ourselves as
mm,
just the human family,
mm,
not you're Kenyan,
mm,
I'm American, they're Italian,
mm.
if we saw ourselves that way and got rid of those labels, because I feel like those labels have created such division, and socioeconomic status has created such division all over the world. None of it is helping anyone except maybe the top 1% billionaires.
Yeah. And this is when I just come to your point that you have just spoken. That's the reason why I will still enlighten my fellow brothers from different countries, different parts of the world. Before you vote for someone, please do a check. Do a check. Communicate with your brother, your sister, your neighbor, with also other countries. How do they see these people? Because right now, there's a problem that I might face because of the administration that I voted for. And it's not my fault. You see? Right now, there's something that is going, there's like antagonization going between American and other countries. You might find out that there are some supplies that was exportation that was being done in your country. And because of now lack of good relation, you find you will not get those things. There was a time that I heard in the US news, the price of egg was so high. Because of what? Oh my God. Because of the person whom these people placed in the government. You see? So we have to speak the truth, Ellen, to set us free. And this one I have to thank my president. This one I usually say, when he started, there was a lot of antagonization. And I really thank politicians in our country. Whenever they see there's a loophole somewhere that want to bring antagonization between our country or between our citizens, opposition together with the government, they usually come together and say that our country is bigger than us. So they usually sit down, they look on things. What can we do to make sure that we change the life of these people who elected us? And this one, I can tell you, our relation as because of our president have gone so much. Right now, we have other police officers who are doing security, who are helping us to maintain peace and order in Haiti. Police officers from Kenya. And it was done by our president. Right now, we have a team that is working on to make sure that they put peace between Congo together with other countries. But what I can just tell people that are watching us right now, who will watch this our video later, before we put somebody into governance or into administration to lead us, we have to check. We do a thorough check. Because there are some things that this person might do that might affect us so much. You might find out that, Ellen, you have a great vision to support, even to make sure that your vision reach out to the whole part of the world. But because of the administration of your country, it making you to limit you not to do other things. Because of what? How you voted, your ego, your mindset, and the peer pressure. Oh, now this is so. You are moving with the crowd. You know, most of people do vote because of crowd. They are seeing crowd chasing. Oh, this is how we see this is the one. This is the one. Then after that, oh my God, we didn't think that it will be such like the way. So you find out people now start regretting, but as you regret, you cannot do anything because he have been inaugurated, he have been given powers, so he have to work with whatever he wanted to work with. What I can just tell people, as we do this, let us meditate in our heart and pray also for them so that they change their mindset. They look on other decisions that they are making. Are they good or are they bad to their citizens and also to other parts of the world? Because we are one people, we are one body. As I tell you, my sister and your brother. The way you can see me shedding tears, it might feel pain in your heart. The way I can see you shedding tears, because I'm seeing you doing this and that, and I'm saying, oh, I wish Helen could be just here. I just comfort her. Yeah, you feel that brotherhood inside you. And what have led us to be where we are right now in this world that we are in today is because of corruption, it's because of selfishness, being egocentric people, and being envy. And more so is selfish. Because of selfishness, what have made Africa to be where it is. But Africa can feed the whole part of the world. If you see things which are used to make the bomb, to make the whatever we call the grenades, whatever, is coming from Africa. Gold coming from Africa. Uranium coming from Africa. There are some chemicals which are used to make this computer for this phone that we're speaking with to work. There's a certain chemical that have to be mined in Congo, have to be mined in central parts of the Africa, so it's being taken to a country to make it. And remember now, these people who are mining, it's where it's coming from. They are poor, but you find where it's going, people are rich. How will you say that we will be at the same point? You see? So such like things are what failing us, but it is because of selfishness and egocentric, and also we also complain of our leaders, our African leaders also are also of these mistakes. I cannot just complain for other people. They have to stand firm and say, if you cannot give us this and this. I love sometimes whatever Trump is doing, sometimes putting some restriction also do help. Because if I have not placed a restriction here, my people will continue to suffer. Gold will be mined here 20 years, 30 years by my people. Where that gold is coming from, people are still living in poor houses. People are still living in poor roads. Are you seeing such like things? Because of selfishness and egocentric and envy and lack of love. That is what is leading us to be where we are. So in that administration, it had really affected us so much. That one can't really tell you. But the main thing that I usually say that it have affected us. Remember, in USAID, people were employed like 3,000, 4,000 people. Not even 3,000. It's like 500,000 people who have been employed by USAID. Now these people are lacking employment. They will come again to their government saying, we need you to give us some employment. Yet there are some graduates also who have graduated 3 years, 4 years back. They are also looking for employment. You see? But if somebody have come up with a certain organization that can now accommodate, that these people have been disqualified or these people have been cut off, they have a certain organization that can accommodate 100. You see, he have bring a change. Also, he have reduced a burden for the government. You see? But now we were doing this something, and after all, I just find it's being cut. Without good reasons, without anything, you find it's something very, I can tell it's very painful. Because you might do it as a country and a country, but not knowing these people who are down. There's a saying that usually say that when two elephants are fighting, the thing that suffer most is the grass. When two elephants are fighting, the thing that suffer most is the grass, which means the grass will be stepped on with these two elephants as they fight, because they need to see who is now power than the other. But the grass, they will not consider the grass. The grass will be down, will be destroyed. That is now how we bring it to the life. When two powerful countries or superpowers are fighting, most people who do suffer are the citizens of those countries. So we are citizens whom we can connect, as I can connect you with you, Ellen, we can connect with the other person. What can we do, me and you, and together with other people, to bring this change? Yes, we have to follow the government restriction and whatever. But now the solution that I want us to see right now, me and you with other people, not just speaking the way we are speaking, but what kind of solution that can we now bring to help? Maybe, for example, these people lost their opportunity. What kind of things, ideas that can we come with to help maybe people in your country, people in my country, people in other country, so that we show that love? Those are the solutions that we have to look forward to.
Well, I think one of the things is to, I think it's really, really important personally, as one who has worked in over 40 nations. I think it's really, really, really important for people to hear the truth. So what you're doing right now is you're sharing on the ground from the truth, because here there's a certain wave of media. and it's projected in a certain way, and it's very controlled, and they say all sorts of different things, and people are getting that. But I think one of the things that I can do and that all of us can do is begin to open the airwaves for the voices of the people of the land. So, for example, you're representing Kenya. I I can't wait to come to Kenya. It's something that's on my heart. I really do want to come. And so this is a way that I can help bridge. This is a way that I can say, hey, look, everyone, let's hear from somebody directly right here that's on the ground, instead of like some news source, some news channel that's way over being controlled and paid big bucks. So for me, that's one solution, allowing for your voice to be heard.
Yeah. And another solution that I can say, Ellen, me and you, together with other people whom we've known each other, we need to look an app. What if this Facebook, this Zoom is shut off? How will we become an app to communicate together? We need to create a certain app that maybe if all these medias, because government is just government. Whenever they shut this, they say now, because of this and this, Facebook is no longer. Zoom is no longer. You find there was a time Twitter, I don't know if Twitter is still working. There was a time Twitter, when you find out maybe you can be doing maybe some Facebook messages in Facebook. You'll be given the restriction that this one you can't do this, you can't do this. But if you have your own app, that Ellen can go there and see what is happening, Francis can go there and see what is happening, the other one can go there and see what is happening. Then we make that one as our home, where we can share, where we can see what can we do to bring people together, to bring this truth in a naked truth, to be a naked truth for people to see if this is the naked truth. Those are the solutions. That is something that is really running in my mind, to look how I can create an app that Ellen can go there and post something that is doing, that also other people can see, that truly as we communicate, we are communicating with somebody whom we know, whom we have we've seen and we have talked to, like we are talking with you here in the ground, Ellen, because now you know me, I know you. But for the new people, before you know this person, you will check. The way I told you, we have to check. We have to check before we release somebody to this app, so that we don't bring some problems. There's a time that maybe if you can, there's some education that when you start putting them in Facebook, you'll find your page is being shut off. I don't know if you have ever heard of that.
I've had different things happen, but I've had some things happen, but not that completely yet.
Yeah, if you are like a kind of an eye opener. For example, let me just tell you right now, if you can tell people the food that they need to eat, you know you are going to fight somebody who is doing this food. If you are telling people now you need to eat this original food, you need to do this, you need to do that, you are fighting somebody who's also in a business. But in this business, somebody is suffering because of cancer, because if he eat this, he eat that, he did this. If you come now with what we call the natural medicine, the natural herbs, you will be told, oh, this, you will find out some fight. But now if we are like community and you see, Ellen, this thing helped you, and you are a true testimony that this thing really helped you, why will you not bring somebody whom you see is also suffering in that problem? So if we build that circle in a big way, then we will have power. And the power is in us, we as citizens. It's sometimes that we have fear, and that fear have been developed into our mindset to feel that we are so inferior, that we are not superior. So these people will keep on playing with our mindset to make sure that we are so inferior, to make sure that we are poor, because when I don't have something, Ellen, to eat, when I don't have something even to do, when I don't have a good house, and you brought for me some 100 or 200 shillings, what will I do? I have no option but to take. So I will do whatever you will say, because I lack anything, I just need the help. You see? So those are the things that we have to look, which let us not just speak blame this, blame that, blame that. But
Mhm.
what kind of solutions now can we bring to bring change in the world?
Mhm.
Those are the things that I don't think, I really sometimes ask myself, I don't know if many people do think the way I think, do feel the way I feel inside my heart. When I see my brothers and sisters are sleeping hungry, are doing whatever, are doing this and that. When I see my brothers in the USA, some are living in the street, but you find somebody telling you it's worth 7 billion, is worth real estate that can contain, and somebody sleeping in the street.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yes, maybe this person might have been having problem with drug addiction. Some do to take drugs to reduce stress, to say that this will reduce for me stress, but after going there, you find out now it has added more stress because of what? Selfishness, egocentric people, and lack of love. That is what is bringing us down. So me and you, Helen, we need to look solution.
Mhm.
We need not to blame each other. We need to not blame this and that. What kind of thing are we bringing the table to bring change in the world? That when somebody see like this, he say that truly, Ellen and Francis, you are trying to bring change that we are also seeing. You know, there's something that you can do that even government can say, yes, yes, truly these people, even if we do this, let us look on now how way we can boost them. Because we are doing it in a genuine way, in a transparent way, in a accountable way, in an honest way to
Mhm.
bring that change. With me, we shall usually say that blaming this person, blaming that, blame, it won't help.
No.
What solutions are we bringing to the table?
And I think what you're asking is you're asking very good questions. I think
Mm.
um when you're looking at solutions, each person has a certain role that they are to play. And I think one of the most dangerous things that we can get into when we're looking at solutions to solve the problem is telling people, you have to do it this way. This is the way you have to do it. This is the way you have to do it. And I think that when we're looking at the incubator of solutions, it's plethora of solutions. There are multi, dimensional type of solutions that we can bring to the planet. But I really think that the foundation of love, the foundation of unity, oneness, seeing ourselves as one family on the planet shifts and changes everything. I see you as my brother, you see me as your sister. And I feel that's very, very important. How the solutions outwork themselves, that it comes from that base, though. It comes from the base of we are equal, you're equal, I'm equal. I'm not higher or lower or better or more, or we're all on an even playing field. Seeing it through that mindset then allows for the plethora of opportunities to come, the plethora of solutions. Because then, whatever solution you say to me, I don't go, oh, well, Francis, I'm higher than you. And that solution, well, that's a bunch of shit right there. That's not going to work. Okay, we're not doing that. We're not doing it because of the mindset shift. And so I think for me, one of the things I want to see, and we're going to have to wrap this up here, but one of the, because we'll have to do it another, we're going to have to do more of these, is
Yeah.
basically seeing and sending people into a different mindset, teaching people a different way, a mindset, because you can have all the solutions you want out there. But if the mindset, like you said, is egoic, they're going to take that solution, they're going to run with it, and they're going to benefit themselves, not the collective. Does that make sense?
Very, very true.
And so I
Very true.
think as we begin to kind of just wrap this up, I feel that that you and I've had a great open dialogue, and you've just been able just to share your heart, and I want that. That's like important. I think the solutions that you're thinking about, different things, we'll talk a little bit offline on this because there's some things that are in my
Yeah.
wheelhouse, very similar to what
Yeah.
you're saying. So it's there. But I think as a whole, as a general, love is everything. Seeing
Very
each
true.
other as an even playing field, seeing us as one family, seeing that we are the family of humanity. You're
Yeah.
Kenyan. Yes, you're Kenyan. I'm American. But those labels, there's got to,
Yeah.
no, that's irrelevant at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you're a human, I'm a human. We're on this planet, we're in this school, and here we are. And I think love has to undergird everything for the solutions to actually work. The mindsets have to shift for the solutions to work. You can create apps, you can do all of these things. However, if the mindset is all the fact placed on I'm divided from you, then that solution will pocket only one person. It'll be you. It's not going to be to help the collective. Does that make sense?
Yeah, very true. And when I just wind up because of time, for this solution to come up into realization or into practice, it has to start here.
Yeah, it's right there.
Change of mindset. Change the way you have been doing all things. Change the way you have been putting hatred to people just because this person is that, have made this decision. That I hope there's a video that I shared with you. And sometimes it do pain me when I see someone is attacking somebody just because of the decision that somebody's made. This is a decision. Accept is if we can work together, let us work, but I have boundary. You see? But don't intrude into someone, then you start bringing that hatred. You want to see that when I hate Ellen, I also invite somebody also to hate Ellen. I also invite somebody to hate. That one can't happen. For this world to continue to be a best place, love is the key. Unity is the key. See somebody as your brother, as your sister. When you are hating somebody because of the decision you have made, ask what if now it's your brother, it's your sister. Will you throw him away? No. You have to embrace. We be one. It's her decision, it's her something that she decided to do or to make. Let it be so. Give her peace. Whatever she needs is the peace of mindset. And allow her to come up with the things that are deep inside her or deep inside him that can help the world to move to a better place. Don't look for the decision for this that person have made, but look what kind of things that this person is bringing on the table to bring the change in the world, to bring the change in different people's life, to uplift those people who are down, to bring them up. Those are the things that we need to look of. The best key is love.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you've ended it beautifully, Francis. Francis, I want to say thank you for being here, for just taking the time to do this. We will touch base offline about some things in the wheelhouse here. But I want to say just thank you for being candid, for being honest, for being raw, for sharing your perspective by being on the ground in Kenya. I'm not in Kenya. You're in Kenya. And so who should I be talking to? People from Kenya, not the news sources who have absolutely no idea or any concept. So thank you for being here, Francis, very much so.
Yes, thank you so much, Ellen.
You're welcome.
Be blessed. Have a wonderful time. Let's connect more. And for people who are going to view this message that you have placed here, just make sure that you watch it all. Don't start watching it, then you start judging. Watch it all, then you see what come up with. Thank you so much. Be blessed.
You're welcome. Thank you, Francis.